Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is David Murphy. I wear many hats, and one of my hats is publisher of the National Black Unity News. I'm also belong to several organizations: Black Men Unifying Black Men, the National Council of Black Elders, the Maryland Council of Elders. And I'm not saying that to impress you, but to impress upon you that we're about our work. And one of the hats I'm wearing today, this is what I want to talk to you about is about documentaries, the importance of it. And today I have with me a good friend. He's also an editor in the National Black Unity News. He's an accountant, and he's much more. He's an activist. He serves with the homeless, and so many things he does. And so, but again, we have come together. We have another gentleman not with us today, Vernon Streeter, that assists us with doing documentaries. And I'm gonna let Wayne Randall explain to you why it's so important to have a documentary or to leave your legacy. Go ahead, Wayne. You got it, sir.
No, thank you, David. Thank you for having me and to expound on what David said. Who else better can tell your story about your legacy, your journey in life, and where you have come and where you're going to actually tell it to your loved ones when you're not here? Once you're gone, once you're past, as they say, when a person dies, it's like losing or closing a library. All the experiences you've had from birth to graduations, marriages, moving, your career, who else better could tell it? And have things align in such a way where it makes sense to the viewer or family members who are grieving, but will get so much joy out of being able to say, wow, I don't understand what my grandfather was doing, or my brother was doing, or my cousin was doing, and say you don't even geographically live in the same place, but you left something on a disc or a digital file. And here it comes at a time when they're doing a reading of a will. Everybody gets a separate file. And in the file, you're stating to them, maybe you weren't talking to them directly at that time, but they'd be able to just pick up with where you were in your life and that you took the time to set aside to document this, because that's how important it really is. We see Congress people, senators, celebrities all the time getting their lives documented. Who was it? Sidney Poitier had his life documented. Harry and this young lady, Merkel, they had their lives documented by Oprah Winfrey, talking to them about the saga of events when this man had such great love for his woman, he's going to leave Parliament to cleave to his wife. I mean, it's quite a story, right? And then on the top of it, then he ended up writing a book. So right there in itself, it speaks volumes of what it'll really mean to anybody that's left, or a generation that didn't even know you at all because they weren't even born. No.
That's right. And you know what else, Wayne? Just speaking of those generations, I often tell people about my father and my father's father, my grandfather. Now, I knew my father, but I didn't know what he was truly about.
Mm-hmm.
I know he took care of me. He born me. Pretty much that's it. My grandfather, I knew less than that. And they didn't have they didn't have a lot of pictures. They didn't write books, so I don't really know who they were, what they was really about, what their message was.
Sure.
And what they wanted to say to me, because now today, because I have documented myself through videos, the National Black Unity News, and so many other ways. And so now my children, my children, my future great-great-grandchildren can see what their great-grandfather David Murphy was all about. Because I'm telling my story. I'm telling the reason why I'm here, what I was concerned about, and how I'm trying to make a better way for them. And Wayne, let me ask you this. One might ask, why are you and I and Vernon are doing this? What qualifications do we have to put something like this together?
Well, we We are editors, we're producers, we produce film products. You know, as you would always say, documentation beats conversation any day. You can come to the National Black Unity News website and you can see various products that we've done, interviews, public service announcements, short films. We even have some documentaries on there.
Yes.
And what we put together is such a quality. You can test it. You be the judge of it yourself. But we don't put out any junk. I mean, when you see what we put out, it's literally a production. You know, even if it's 3 minutes or 40 or 50 minutes, you'll literally think you're watching a movie. So, it's something quite entertaining about it, but it's the way we tell our story for whoever may not get it one way or another. And we tell our story because this is media. People gravitate towards what it is they feel that they're getting their information from, or they like the way somebody's putting a spin on it. But as producers, we take very kindly as to what we do. We're very passionate about this art form. It is the way of the world. This is where we are. You can record something with somebody in another country or another state, fuse it right into our project. You wouldn't know the difference at all until we put somewhere at the bottom that they were in California or Hawaii. And that's just because of his technology.
That's right.
Allows worlds to come together like that.
And I want to add one more thing to this too, because we have the equipment, we have the experience. But one thing unique about what we do is this. See, we make our documentaries affordable in the face. Normally, if you had a documentary, that could cost tens of thousands up to millions of dollars to actually produce with the whole production teams and going through your history and everything. But we have a very affordable and effective way of doing this. Now, we start off with maybe about $450 and up, depends on how detailed your documentary will be. But I guarantee you this. To be honest with you, it is priceless for what we do, because this is your legacy. This is your story. And you can't put a price on that, your experience, because no one has done it the way you've done. You unique in your own way. And I just want to share this. When Wayne was saying that we put a production together, we do what you call an intro. We even do a commercial for you. But look, if you have a business or a service, we over have the ending, the edits and everything on the credits that we show at the bottom, how people, can get in touch with you or whatever you want on it. And so when we come to you, we're very professional. And most of all, we care about what we do. We care about your story, because we understand that our fathers and our fathers' fathers, they didn't have the luxury of documenting itself. But even if they did, it was distorted because people had stole our history, as you well know. But this is not a black thing or white thing. This is just us want to share your story. This is a way, because I know it is extremely important for me that my children, I have 12 grandchildren. I want them to know who I am, what I was all about.
Right.
And not only that, do you know that because of a documentary, not only do you tell your stories, but you can do so much more with it. Like Wayne was saying, you can also let your requests be known to your family members. Like a living will, you can tell them what you want them to do and why you're doing it.
Right.
And it may not be easy on some folks, but it is what it is. That's your vision. That's what you want. And sometimes, people can read wills and this, that, and people can challenge it and this, that. But when they see that video of you saying this and you saying that and why you doing this and why you doing that, that's going to be hard to beat in the courtroom, any place else. And so, and that's why I say, we're affordable yet effective. But again, we will be promoting documentaries in the next several months. And if you're interested, which you should be, I want you to get in touch with us, because while we still are available, because what we're doing is extremely popular, and we know that we're going to be extremely busy. While you can still get us, call us as soon as possible and set something. At least talk to us, and we explain more in detail as to how we can set your documentary up and how we can do quite a few other things. We also do interviews. We do commercials. We can even promote your business and service. We have a lot of, little things that we do on the side that relates to media. And so again, you know, while we have Wayne, Randall, Vernon Streeter, and myself, David Murphy, we are here and we can even come to your location like Wayne already explained. You could be across the world somewhere and we can still do a documentary with you because of technology. And Wayne, I want you to share in closing about a few of the documentaries that we done, especially on the one Big Daddy, because you say you got very emotional about that because we really care about those people that we work with. Go ahead, you explain a little bit about some of the things.
Yeah, thank you, David. Let me elaborate a little bit about that. I mean, Big Daddy herself, she was a legendary woman. She was an advocate for the homeless, actually became a city council member, ended up getting her degree. And she was more than what meets the eye. She wasn't just feeding people. She was actually trying to get legislation in place that would allow landlords to receive compensation from people, but they had some type of documentation that they received it from these young ladies. A lot of them were young ladies. And then she was trying to help people get training through her social development organization over East Baltimore. So this lady herself, I mean, she made her mark.
Yes.
She made her mark. And as you know, the Big Daddy organization is still in existence. Vada Daughters running that. Big Daddy herself, and she passed away in 2001. We finished a short documentary on Dr. Andre Humphrey. It was with the Baltimore Trauma Response Team that helps families and community members that have lost loved ones. They talk to you. He's involved with that. He's soon going to be, stepping down. But he told me, even in the interview and off camera, that he still was going to be tied to it because his heart is involved in it, and that's why he cares. And at this very moment, we're compiling information together right now for a rock artist. The gentleman lives in Texas. His name is David Moonshine Stanley. That's what he goes as. And a few special guests of his going to be tied into his documentary. Steve Ash from 98 Rock. He wants him to be a part of his documentary, and a Dr. Andre Humphrey. He told us in his own words that these two gentlemen had made an indelible impression on his life, and it made him to be the artist that he is today. So that's in preparation. We haven't started recording on it yet, but we're tying all the information together. So hopefully we'll be recording it very soon. Thank you, David.
All right, thank you. And so again, the reason why we are on here because we want to let you know that this service is now available to you. We care about what we do and we treat you extremely well, and we are professionals. When I say professional, we take particular care about how we represent you as well as ourselves, because when we show you, we're showing ourselves as well. Mm-hmm. And we try to work with you as close as possible to get your vision out there. And if you don't know, ask us, because we will help you. We will assist you. Some things to do, because a lot of people don't even know how to get started. And that's what we do. We have free consultation. Just pick up the phone and call us. We'll talk to you about it. How simple it is that we can do something with you. And so again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for your time. And again, we will have at the end of this presentation, there will be our credits, and this is how you can get in touch with Wayne and myself. And give us a call, because like I said, the services that we're offering today, to be honest with you, is priceless. So we thank you, and we're going to wish you a pleasant day. And remember, tomorrow's not promised to you, but while you're still here today, If you want to tell your story, don't let your life be in vain. Your life is important. And it's important to your loved ones. It's important to your future generation, because I would have loved to know what my grandfather thought about, what his mission was, what he wanted for us, as well as my
Absolutely.
father, my grandmother, and stuff. So, so that's why I say, ladies and gentlemen, tell your story. We have the technology now. We are affordable. We are effective. So give us a call. All right. We thank you, and we're going to bid
Yes.
you a pleasant day. Thank you,
Yeah.
Wayne.
Thank you, David. Tell it in your own words.
That's right.
Tell it in your own words. You set your own narrative. You do the same, David. See
Take
you on
care.
the other side.
All right.